Hey everyone, today I'm going to be giving my surprise entrance predictions. People I think could potentially make a return or a debut in the WWE Royal Rumble. And I'm so sorry about my voice. I've gotten really sick and so I can barely talk. But I did want to get this video out to you considering the Royal Rumble is this Saturday. I'm going to put out my actual Royal Rumble predictions. This is just potential surprise entrances for both the Women's Royal Rumble and the Men's. So let's get into this video. First up, we got one I'm almost 100% on. This is Andrade Cien Almas, aka Andrade El Idolo in AEW. Considering his contract in AEW has already expired, I think that it's very, very high likely that he's coming to WWE. Considering his other half, his wife, Charlotte Flair, is in WWE, and we know she's not going anywhere. And I feel that he could just go right to a big storyline right off the bat with Rey Mysterio, Santos Escobar, Carlito, and all of that storyline. He could just go right in there, and it would be great. So I do think he's going to be returning. Next up, we got Liv Morgan, and I think it's very highly possible that she's going to be returning. I know she had the issues with the law and how she got arrested. We're not going to go into full detail on that, but yeah, she was arrested. But we also know that WWE is not removing her from bookings that they had scheduled. She's just still going to be pushed as she was going to be before she got arrested. And so I see her coming back at the Royal Rumble. A lot of people were saying they want her to win the entire Women's Royal Rumble. Just please know she doesn't deserve that, in my personal opinion. I don't think she should have ever been Women's Champion. She's just not championship material in my eyes, at least yet. She needs to build herself up. She's never had that main event aura in my eyes, even though she has improved phenomenally from when she first started. Next up, we got a potential NXT call-up in Braun Breaker. I mean, he has done it all in NXT. I've made videos especially on him before he was NXT champion. He literally went through everybody and anyone that came into his path while he was champion. And now they're just throwing him in the tag team division with Baron Corbin. And he is not a tag team guy. He's a future world champion. He is the future of WWE. And I'll tell you that right now. And it's his time to be on the main roster, so why not have him come out? And one idea I have is, let's say Brock Lesnar returns and comes out. Have him throw out Brock Lesnar and have a match versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. And let him beat Brock Lesnar, because Brock Lesnar has a Hall of Fame career, bona fide. And why not put somebody over? Because since you're already got that star power, so that would just throw Braun Breaker straight to the top, beating Brock Lesnar. Next up is another potential NXT call-up, and this is Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton has been my favorite rising star women's wrestler for a while now. She was great as NXT Women's Champion, and just think, she has only been wrestling for 2 years right now, and so she is still very young into her career. Imagine if she has 8 years under her belt of experience. I mean, that means she could just go and sky is the limit for her. She is so great. Her character work is great. Her promos are amazing. I mean, she really is the total package for a women's wrestler. And so I think she is highly possible to come onto the main roster. And I think she's going to do great on the main roster. Next up, we have a potential return of Big E, and we've known that he has been injured for a while, and we've been wanting him to return for a long time. As we know, he broke his neck, so it was a really long time. They didn't know if he was going to be able to return. They still don't know that, but I'm not sure. If he is able to return, I think he will return at the Royal Rumble. It all just comes down to if he is fully healthy right now, which we have no word on. I'm just going to kind of say it's possible. But yeah, I think there could be a great moment, because we all know Kofi's always known for having great moments in the Royal Rumble where he has a crazy save. Imagine Big E comes out there and just catches him to save him or something like that. That would be great, and it would be a huge moment in our eyes, because we've been dying for him to return for a long time now. Next up, we have Jade Cargill, and we know she's been at the Performance Center putting in that work. I mean, she was a big star over in AEW, and it was a huge signing from WWE. They were making it a huge deal right when she was signed. I mean, she was talking to people such as big stars such as Charlotte Flair, Triple H, Shawn Michaels. So she's seen as a big deal. And then, of course, she was just training and all that. So it's been a while since we've actually seen something about her or anything, and so the Royal Rumble is a perfect place to get her going. Let her throw out some important people in the Royal Rumble to really solidify her as a main event player in WWE. Next up is a crazy one, and is one I would never bet anything on. I wouldn't bet an apple on this because it's so low of a possibility for this to happen. But it could. He was removed from the AEW website roster, and so it's possible, and we already knew that his contract was expiring at the beginning of 2024. We have no words that he has resigned or anything like that. He hasn't been added back to the roster. Of course, it could just be Tony Khan just messing with us, or it could be great storytelling. I mean, this could lead to something good, but it's not highly possible. It is slightly possible that this could happen, and this would be such a huge move for WWE. And if it does happen, oh gosh, I hope it's not leaked, because imagine we just hear his music, because his music is public domain, so he would be able to go by that music. I mean, that would just be such a crazy moment. Next up is another one that's very, very highly possible. This is Trinity Fatu, known in TNA, but of course Naomi in WWE, and we know that she only signed a 1-year deal with Impact or /TNA, and her contract just ended. She was playing a big part in Impact, I keep saying Impact, in TNA, and then she ended up losing the title. Then we figured out that her contract expired and that she didn't re-sign. So why not come back to the WWE? This was her home for a long time. She was in the WWE for a while. Next up is one that would be a huge one. This is Matt Cardona, and you also see I included Steph DeLander in this picture because from what I have heard, Matt Cardona told AEW or wherever he goes that if you sign him, you also have to sign Steph DeLander. I think that's true. And Steph DeLander is a great talent, a great manager for Matt Cardona, so just let her manage him. And he's kind of done the Cody Rhodes or the Drew McIntyre. He's really made a name of himself on the indies. He's known as the indie god now, and he's done a great job adding to his career on the indie scene. And we also know, if you watch the Major Wrestling Figure podcast, that he has shut down bookings for a little bit. He was taking a little break or something like that. What if that's just what he's saying to try and throw us off, and he really does show up at the Royal Rumble? That would be a huge moment. Because a feud I would like to see would be Matt Cardona versus LA Knight, because LA Knight's that big face that everybody loves. Matt Cardona, he is like this evil heel on the indies. He used to be kind of goofy in WWE, but he's an evil heel on the indies. So the evil heel versus the big baby face would be great. Another one is one that's been hinted at, and this is AJ Lee. As we know, her husband, CM Punk, is back in the WWE, and he has hinted at AJ Lee making a return. And AJ Lee, she really carried the women's division in the WWE for a long time in the 2010s. I mean, she's a great talent, and she's one that we would love to see come back, even if it's just like where she comes in the Royal Rumble, then ends up having a match at WrestleMania. I would just love to see her back in the ring. Next up is probably the biggest one, probably the most valuable free agent right now, and this is Mercedes Varnado, also known as Sasha Banks in the WWE. And as we know, this was probably going to happen, and then they kind of had like financial problems. She thought she was worth as much as Charlotte Flair. She wanted that huge contract, and it would have been one of the biggest contracts in WWE history, which I personally don't think she would have deserved. But I guess she thought that she was worth that much, and WWE wasn't willing to pay that much. And so now everybody thinks she's going to return to AEW. But I don't know. I want her to be in WWE just because I feel like there's a story waiting for her right now with the Bayley storyline versus Damage Control. I feel like if they kick out Bayley, Sasha Banks could come in and kind of help out Bayley and be like, my longtime best friend. I'm here to help you. Like, that would be a great feud, because we know they're longtime friends and they used to be known as the Boss and Hug Connection. But another problem with this is she wants to go by Mercedes Varnado or Mercedes Moné in the WWE if she was to get signed, and WWE wants her to be Sasha Banks, and I agree with that. She has made a lot more, I guess you could say, star power to the name of Sasha Banks than she has Mercedes Moné. But there we go, guys. That's my predictions for people that could potentially make their debut or return in the WWE Royal Rumble this Saturday. I'm very excited for this event. The Royal Rumble is my favorite PLE. And so, very excited. A lot of potential returns. So, I'm going to have a Royal Rumble predictions video come out. Then after that, I will have a Royal Rumble review and ratings video. So turn on those post notifications so you don't miss a single thing. I'll see you guys on the next one.